What is going on YouTube? Today, I wanted a burger so badly and I knew exactly what burger I wanted. So I was watching the Boondocks and they were eating a burger in one of the episodes and I'm like, wow, I want a burger. So I was like, you know what I haven't had in a long time? The Works. The Works closes at 10. I went there, I got there like 9:12 and they're like, yeah, today we decided to close early because, you know, it was dead. What? I didn't want to get Gladiator Burger because I've had Gladiator Burger a million times. So I went to Moxie's and got their burger. I don't think I've ever got their burger before. The burger and fries are in here. I guess it's a small burger because these are some small containers. Like, what is this? So here are the fries. You're just gonna freaking plop. Oh, it's actually even quite a bit of fries. Oh, wow. And this is the, wow, this burger is such a small burger. What is this? It's like 90% lettuce. Ooh, is that a brioche bun? All right, there we go. There's the burger there. It's looking pretty good, actually. Before we get started, guys, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, comment down below if you want to try anything we talk about. Down to that, as well as timestamps in the description. Let's go for the first bite here. Okay. So I will say, it's actually a pretty good burger. Nothing incredible, but it's like definitely in the same area of taste that I wanted. The bun's really nice. The bun's really like brioche. It's got like a nice, I guess the brioche bun is like, it's like nice and fluffy. And the meat's made really well. I get like bare bones. So I get ketchup, mayo, and lettuce in it. So all of it works well together. So good. It's a good burger. You could just taste the flavor of the beef, you know? Here's the fries. There you go. There's fries. Oh, you know what? Actually, the fries are pretty good too. The funniest thing about this is that I actually worked at Moxie's and I've actually never had the burger. I've had other stuff, but I never had their burger, so. Plus a lot of their menu has changed since I worked there. Yeah. So how's your guys' day today? That wasn't too bad. But you know what I've been seeing everywhere lately? This whole thing about Logan Paul and Dillon Danis, something, I don't know. Basically, they're supposed to fight each other. And as people do when they're about to fight each other, especially on social media, people who like are really on social media, they fight each other. A lot of times they like to banter. So they will go back and forth, just exchanging blows in terms of like social media, just like trolling, things like that. Just get like a favorable, like an audience favor. And you guys have been going back and forth. So most of you probably know who Logan Paul is. He's like an internet celebrity and he had like did vlogs, he did a bunch of things. Yeah, but Dillon Danis, or whatever his name is like a washed up UFC fighter. Or at least he used to be a promising UFC fighter, but he hasn't fought in about like 4 years or 3 years or something like that. So of course, in typical Paul fashion, they don't really, it's thunderstorming outside. In typical Paul fashion, they don't usually fight people who are like, you know, actual fighters. Except for Logan Paul, I'll give it to him because he fought Floyd Mayweather. Lost like crazy. I think he even got knocked out in the middle of the fight too, but Floyd kept him up. Anyways, they're going back and forth. Basically, Logan just keeps taking shots at him, saying that he's a washed up fighter. He got choked out by a bouncer. And that, I guess, Jake canoodled with his ex. But Dillon's rebuttal is literally just like, just talking down on his wife. Just saying crazy things. He also online just like posts a bunch of things because apparently she's been with like a lot of men. And as like a model, I guess that's like pretty common. She has a lot of celebrity connections. Apparently she's been with like a lot of men. Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt. The list goes on and on and on and on. Okay, so he just keeps going at her like that. But I'd say probably the climax, or the climax till now, like when this is being recorded, is they had a press conference where Dillon trolled Logan by, when he came to the press conference, he was wearing like that same hat. I don't know if you guys remember. Well, you guys definitely remember actually, when Logan Paul did that video in the forest. You know which forest, the one in Japan? Wearing that same hat to troll him. And they just keep going back and forth. Logan's basically saying you can never be with a girl as beautiful as my girl. And he's like, oh yeah, like half of Hollywood or half of whoever it has. And then he's just like, her apartment costs more than his net worth or something like that. And he's like, yeah, because Leonardo DiCaprio bought it for her. And that's like, he keeps digging into that one area, but I feel like it's an area that works against him, because I feel like that actually does affect Logan. And the more he like pushes and pushes and presses into that area, it'll affect him more and more. But they did mention something pretty interesting. So he's just like, he's gonna bet $1 million, and he's like, how are you gonna bet $1 million? Aren't you gonna like, why don't you pay the people back what cryptos do? And all Logan said was, I'm working on it. Absolutely insane. Not gonna lie, it's so entertaining. And I'm like 95% sure that Logan's gonna beat him. But it seems like Dillon like pulled public favor from just roasting Logan Paul, because he's like really like going on his wife, seeing that Logan's kind of like a coward because he's like making fun of his wife as well. But then he sent him a cease and desist, and apparently Logan's team threatened to pull the fight if he keeps going. He's like, this is the fighting industry, it's not a tennis match, I think is what he said, or like the tennis industry, for example, or whatever it may be. So he's like, how are you gonna do that? It's just a very, very interesting, very funny time. But I do not think for a second that Logan's gonna lose. And there's a few reasons why, actually. One, I think Logan's probably just better. I don't know much about fighting, but he's probably better. But what these guys do is they'll find washed up people to fight, and they'll fight them. And it can or cannot be rigged. I wouldn't put it past them to rig it, but it's like, you can find these washed up people who are just credible enough to fight, but not credible enough to be like, oh wow, they're fighting like this actual crazy, like amazing fighter. These people who haven't fought in like years or retired, whatever it may be, and they'll offer them money and they'll do this whole spectacle, and then boom, they'll win. Like the Pauls will win. That's what I personally think. Except for like the Floyd Mayweather match, obviously he's not winning that. Floyd is way too famous and makes way too much money to throw a fight. What do you guys think about this whole situation here? Is Logan Paul such a funny guy? Because during that press conference, like the one that just recently happened, he was saying to Dillon that, oh, you're gonna stoop so low to attack a woman. But then he attacked his mom. Like Logan attacked Dillon's mom, saying that she used to sell her body or something like that. So it's like, where are you going with what you're saying? Stay consistent. Anyway, I think it's just all for show. Or at least a lot of it's for show. I don't think Dillon's going to win. I mean, he doesn't scream amazing fight to me. Plus, he hasn't fought in 4 years. So it's like, if you haven't fought in 4 years, one, you're probably like so rusty even if you're training. And then two, why are you not good enough to find fights consistently? Unless you actually are retired, then that just further proves my point from beforehand. These guys find retired people to fight. Retired people who weren't even very good. I mean, maybe they were very good, but... And now it's just two not so seemingly good people arguing with each other about like a fight. So interesting. All right, guys. With that being said, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, comment down below if you want to try anything we talk about. I'm done to do that. So always check out suggest videos on the side. And this is exactly what I wanted. It wasn't like an amazing burger, but it was like definitely like good enough for me to be like, yeah, I wanted a burger and I got a burger. So it's like a solid 7 out of 10. All right, yeah, I got it from Moxie. It's actually kind of expensive too. It was like $22 for just the burger and fries. I bought the drinks separately. So, but that's what you get when you go to like restaurants for burgers. Like, can't really expect too much, to be honest with you. But yeah, I can't wait to see who wins the fight between Dillon and Logan, because I know it's gonna be interesting. And like I said, I have my money on Logan, not only because I feel like he's a better fighter, but just because I feel like that's the nature of the sport and that's the nature of like how they do their matches. Unfortunate as it is, but like that's just how I feel about it. But I don't know, I could be wrong. Who knows? But yeah, that was Moxie's burger, 7 out of 10, not too bad. And this was first true review. Peace.